Hey fam, it's Lil'Mama. I'm going to do a quick reading for the collective for the week. Okay. Now y'all know what today is, right? This is not even about an emergency reading. This is just a general message for the collective all signs for the week. Okay. Now, whoever receives this message, I hope you find it very well. And just do what you need to do. Hi, those coming in. Now, the overall message for the collective is trust. Okay. Trust more as for yourself. Whatever decision that you're going to make, don't worry about what somebody's saying. Always continue to stand strong. Yeah, a lot of people have opinions, but however, it's in terms of what is it that you need to do. Think about your actions, how confident you're going to be, and whatever path that you choose, that's for you within your journey, okay? Now, this is not even like a blackout. This is like a green out, okay? So it's more as listening to the messages, okay? Because we receive a lot of downloads. And it can actually fall on any day. But if you really think about it, y'all know that energy and time is fluid, okay? If that makes sense. So as I said before, whoever hears the messages, it's whoever is meant to hear it, okay? Now, I feel like some of you, not only are you going through this transformation, right? It's more of in terms of how do you want to reinvent yourself? Not for somebody else, but for you. Yes, a lot of us are. We are releasing a lot of things that no longer serves us. Maybe a person, place, or thing, right? But it's like the transformation for you, that's identified for you within your life path, your purpose, and within your journey. However, somebody is communicating with you, right? Maybe some of us who are going into union, congratulations, right? But y'all know it always starts out with being a friend with a person first, not really diving into a relationship. Get to know the person, right? Because if some of us in the past have deep and dive into something, there's always some kind of a reflection, right? Especially if it has to do with a commitment or a friendship, right? And it's like, I strongly suggest to offer in terms of looking back at it, right? A deep reflection. If something is coming to an ending, there's a reason for it, if that makes sense, right? And it's like what doesn't break you, it makes you stronger. But for some of y'all, in terms of us, right, as a collective, not only are you using your intuition, yes, they can't take your kindness for your weakness, but however, as I said before, I implore to you, the way that you communicate for yourself, getting these downloads, reanalyzing a situation, maybe a person, place, or thing, right? It's like when you look at certain things within a different perspective, you look at your pros, you look at your cons, right? If that makes sense. And it's like if you have more cons than pros, right? Take a step back. First, you got to breathe. Look at the whole entire situation. Yes, we may not know all the answers, but however, you will always get some kind of a sign. Ask what you need to see. Yes, a lot of us come to others for guidance. And there's nothing wrong with double confirmation or in terms of a clarification, if that makes sense. But however, y'all know collective, your intuition will never say you wrong. So if you feel like something's not right, your intuition is not steering you wrong. But it's like, I feel like some of us are just like, let's see if we can defeat the odds, right? But this is a human experience that we're going through. Ain't nobody perfect. And as I mentioned many times on my channel and during the readings, right? Nobody can judge but the Most High. So if somebody is trying to downplay you or belittle you, that's not on you. That's a reflection of themselves. Certain people like to set the narrative, But why would they have to project something on you when it's something that they need to focus on themselves, right? Communication. If it has to do with your love life, right? It's like, I feel like some of you, yes, we are very caring and nurturing. But however, it's like when you self-love yourself, and we know about self-love, right? It's a reflection of you. We love who we love. We don't judge, right? But it's always about the care required for yourself, right? Yes, we set up strong boundaries and guidelines, but however, if there's some kind of deception is in terms of it has to do with love, right? Y'all know the saying, be careful with you, right? It could be vice versa. It could be you or somebody you're dealing with, right? But however, yes, we may be foolish, right? But it's like within that time with the mistakes that we make, right? You transmute it. You keep it pushing, you move it forward, right? Some of us are coming into a new contract. Yes, we already know. Some of us may not want anybody from the past, right? Always the past, past, past. Always a third party. No, we're not talking about a third party, especially if it has to do with love. We're talking about in terms of your wisdom and your knowledge, your growth that you had went through, if that makes sense, right? And it's like with your wisdom, when you focus on certain things from the past, right? If you lost that, that's a reason for a season. It's your blessing, right? And some of y'all are just like, I feel like some of y'all like, yeah, it may feel like it's bullshit, but it's really not bullshit. Some of us have to give constructive criticism to ourselves, right? Because, we have a future that we want to see as far as as far as us setting our intentions of what we choose to see, right? And if you need to move on, you move on. It may hurt, but however, you have to go through it. Yes, we go through our shadow work, right? Yeah, it may feel like a lot of twists and turns, but however, it's like that lesson that you identified, right? And you're carefully looking at the whole entire situation. It's like when you throw it out and release and let it go, you're going through this transformation, right? And it's like within your surroundings, pay attention, tap in. There's nothing wrong with meditating. Don't feel like you have to do something if somebody's pressuring you or trying to apply some pressure towards you, if that makes sense, right? But it's like when you rest and regenerate and you look at different coping mechanisms that work for you, not somebody else, you know what works for you. Yes, again, we may provide suggestions, but however, when you could take that time out to identify certain things that work with you, of how you're coping to deal with it and transmute it, you're good. So it's like when you move forward and you look at things for your wish fulfillment, what makes you happy, giving that cup to yourself is so important. And as I mentioned before, don't pay no mind to if somebody is trying to come to you with some low vibrational energy, especially if they know that you're healing. And it's like you're saying, no, they can't block your blessings. They can't block your blessings because that's for you. That's what you're destined to do. And it's like as you persevere, right? It's like you're at a point where you feel like embracing these changes, right? Don't give up on yourself. As I said before, if you need to take that break for you. Some of us may feel burnt out, but that's just an indication to let you know what are some of the things that you feel like you're doing too much. Especially if somebody's trying to attempt to drain your energy. An example is, for example, if you're watching something and then you suddenly fall asleep, or if you feel like, why am I so tired? It could be that person's energy. But how are you protecting yourself? How are you transmuting that? Transitioning. And it's like with your achievements, right? That's something that you can honor within yourself. As I've always said, be your own cheerleader. Not like, oh, hey, no. Your personal cheerleader, right? Bigging yourself up, appreciating yourself. Look at the things that you know that you're good at, right? And that you worked hard for. And yes, we know a lot of shit is going on. People taking people's content. It may be your work, maybe anything, right? But however, it's like when you really look at that situation, that's the easy way out for that other person to take something from you, if that makes sense, right? Because it's like if they can't come up with those ideas and they want to take something from you, that's judgment on them, if that makes sense. Mind you, I just said before, nobody can judge but the Most High, if that makes sense, right? And it's like eventually, if some people feel like they can take from you, they don't know when karma's going to hit them. Karma has a funny way, right? We have good karma, we have bad karma. But however, it's like don't let someone who tries to set the narrative or try to project something on you and try to attempt to take something from you that you don't know your worth. You know your worth, right? Y'all know the saying, yeah, thank your haters. And they always say, oh, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't popping unless you got haters. It's really not like that. Just like I said, in terms of my other readings about, yes, generational wealth, breaking generational curses, right? But when I clearly say in terms of, it's really so much as not a generational curse, right? It's a learned behavior. So if you're observing and you're mimicking and you're seeing certain things through repetition, right? As I said before, with your intuition, if you feel something's not right, you know, right? How are you going to change it for yourself? Not from what your past generation did. And when you can stand strong within yourself, within your power, right? Take it back for you, not for somebody else. There's nothing wrong with trying again, right? It's like the fool card, right? We start over from zero, from afresh. And it feels good, right? But it's like when you always have to look back, that's another lesson. Who wants to go through going back to another lesson? No. As I said before, take a step back. If you always have to reinvent yourself, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing's going to happen overnight. It takes time, right? Just like with Pentacles. The time, the efficiency, right? And that longevity that you worked hard for. And it's like as you're planning for your future, right? Your foundation, not only a financial gain, because it's not always about a financial gain, right? Yes, it could be nice to receive the fruits of our labor, especially if you worked hard for it and not in the mindset where you feel like you have to take somebody's ideas. Like I said, it could be work, it could be anything, right? But however, it's like a lot of shit that's going on with society, it's like, yeah, we all know it's surface level. We know it's all this 3D shit, right? And we don't even have to go through it because we already know. And the way that we're tapped in with our intuition, we know, right? And it's like, y'all know I don't use I feel like a lot, right? Because I speak for the collective. I speak for us as we, right? We already know how we feel, right? So it's like these downloads and these messages that we receive, going back to identifying who you are. Yes, patience is key. Some of us like instant gratification. But when you get that instant gratification, is it really there for a moment? Do you feel like you have to hold on to it? No. But if it's something that you built for yourself, you can appreciate it more. That blood, sweat, and tears, the longevity that you worked hard on, that idea that came from you, your gift. Doesn't matter. We all have different gifts. You don't have to be an intuitive. You don't have to be psychic. It is what it is. Everybody has their own unique gift. Maybe cooking, maybe in any kind of different mythology, building, creating, working with your hands. But the point is in terms of what you're working on. And it's like collective. Now I'm going to use we feel, right? We feel like there's this change, right? Especially what's going on, right? But however, when that starts with you, no matter what you go through, yes, that's your shadow work. However, it's always a learning process. It doesn't happen overnight. And as I mentioned before, even if it does happen overnight and if it is instant gratification, right? Whatever you choose to hold on to, and you know that feels right within your soul growth, right? Within your soul journey, it always starts with you. Yes, some people may not come along with us on our journey. There are people in our life for a reason, a season, and if it's lifelong, that's cool. But however, when us being human, right? Yes, we feel. It hurts. We have a lot of emotions, right? But why stay stagnant in that situation? Are you really allowing it? Our free choice, our free will. But it's like, excuse me, when you change that up and you transmute that for yourself, they can be mad all they want because they're not you. Do what makes you happy. There's a lot of opportunities out there, right? If that makes sense. But it's like, yes, it may feel weird or strange. Some people may see us as strange and weird, but you are who you are, right? Even if you have a twin, I'm talking about a born twin, okay? Twins are different. Some may be identical, some may be fraternal twins, right? I'm talking about the blood, the birth, right? But however, that twin is still different, if that makes sense, right? We come in here by ourselves. We leave by ourselves. But however, think about the opportunities that you worked on, that you build, you telling your story, right? And yes, these opportunities can be very exciting at times. But however, what is plentiful for you? Plentiful for you, right? Maybe friends, family, right? Your soul family. But as far as like what makes you happy, yes, we're in Leo season, right? And we know today is the portal, right? Everyone knows what they need to do. There's no special instructions. Do what works for you, right? If it's something that you want to manifest, may it be your career, may it be your business, may it be a family, may it be just a communication for a peace of mind for yourself. What is that personal relationship that you have with yourself? If that makes sense. Yes, we go through a lot of burdens, right? Yes, we work our ass off. We work very hard for what we got. But however, it's like that appreciation that you show for yourself, that's what matters. Now, getting to certain different mythologies, right? With coping mechanisms, I just strongly suggest the offer. You don't have to take it, but we all deeply know and tapped in terms of what works for us. Grounding yourself, right? Some of us like to go out in nature. Some of us like to go outside and ground and put our feet into the soil. Give back appreciation, right? Touching a tree, hugging a tree, going to the lake, going to the ocean, going to the beach, taking a drive, taking a walk, exercising, whatever works for you. Even changing up your own, your eating regimens. Certain things may not agree with you as we get older, right? Because that's your body letting you know. And it has different ways and signs of letting you know, right? But it's like that interaction that you have, right? Even if it has to do with nature, even being around animals, anything, right? But it's like, what is it that is good for you within your soul? How is it healing for you? And to get back to what I was saying earlier, right? Yes, there's a lot of things that's going on, right? We have a lot of low vibrational energy. But it's like we know when to either turn something off, reject something. Your body will definitely let you know. Your intuition will definitely let you know, right? And just like I said with the overall message about trust, right? It's like, yes, we have to be very mindful and use discernment within who's in our surroundings, right? And it's like a lot of things will be revealed to you, collective, right? But it's like when you need to take that step and that break for yourself, to remove yourself from something, taking back your energy, to replenish, to heal, to get balance back for yourself. Remember, it's for you, emperors and empresses, right? Because we are emperors and empresses. It doesn't matter if you're married. You know who you are, right? Because remember, it starts with us. It starts with us, collective. When you block certain things or remove or cut certain things out of your life for yourself, That's what matters. It always starts with you, collective. It always starts with you. But that's what I have for you guys for the week, for the next 168 hours. I love y'all. Continue to stand in your power and always do what's important for you.